Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is hopefully going to be an informative one for you. I wanted to make this video because I actually had a couple questions on my Instagram kind of relating to this topic. So I figured I would make a video all about it. I do work in real estate. I work in new builds though specifically, so that's more my area of expertise. However, these tips can apply to you no matter what. If you're building your first house, if you're purchasing your first house, if you're just purchasing a new home, a pre-sale home, if you're thinking about purchasing a home, these tips should help you. So I'm just gonna jump right into it and start. So the first tip, in my opinion, is the most overlooked thing when it comes to purchasing a home, and that is neighborhood, location, and lot. So as far as neighborhood goes, I feel like if you already live in the town or city or wherever you live, then you probably have like a pretty good idea of where it is, like which neighborhood you want to purchase in. This is something that is definitely extremely important, especially for resale value. So if you have no idea if you're in a brand new place or if you just don't know, then try and talk to a realtor and get some expert advice about your area. And do lots of research online. I find that helps too, just of like what areas are selling, what neighborhoods are selling compared to others, etc. Then next is literally the most overlooked thing in my opinion when it comes to purchasing a home, and that is the actual lot that your home is either being built on or exists on already. So when it comes to lot, things in my opinion that are more desirable and things to kind of look out for when you're buying is backing onto something like a green space or a playground park where you don't have anyone behind you, or like backing onto like a pond or lake. Obviously something like that is definitely more desirable than just backing onto like an alley or backing onto another backyard, which we have a lot of here in the city that I live in. Honestly, the majority of new homes are like back to back. Another thing that's usually more desirable is corner lots, because you don't have a neighbor on the one side and you usually have like a bigger side yard or just a bigger lot in general. So I know that these things typically cost more money, I am well aware. However, I believe that it is super important, and in my opinion, I would rather spend more money on the actual lot that your home is on, because you can't change that. When it comes to a house, you can change things, you can update things, completely tear down the house and build it from scratch, but you cannot change the lot. So lot and location, in my opinion, are number one most important, especially when it comes to resale value. You can sell your home for a lot more money if it's on a more desirable lot and if it's in a more desirable location. So next thing is when it actually comes to the inside of your home. You've probably heard this before and it is very true, and that is to invest the most money into your kitchen and your bathrooms. Those are the two most important places to put your money in, and if you're building from scratch, which obviously I'm more familiar with because that's all I've done as far as buying a house, and I work in that industry too. So if you are building a home from the ground up, then definitely put your money towards upgrades in the kitchen. When it comes to the kitchen, the things that I would say are most important are cabinets. So cabinetry, try and get like a nice MDF wood painted cabinet. Little things like building your cabinets all the way to the ceiling is really nice nowadays. A lot of people are adding that, and I think it's a really nice feature. We did it in our house and I love it. So cabinets, flooring in the kitchen is quite important too, but I'll get more into flooring later. Buying a home with outdated old appliances honestly just really dates the house and really depreciates the value of the home. So I think it's always a smart idea to invest a little bit into your appliances. And then moving into bathrooms, same thing. So cabinetry, very important. Typically, if you're building a home, even in older homes, typically like the cabinets match your bathroom cabinets, match your kitchen cabinets. They typically match throughout the house. They don't have to, but that's usually how it works. So cabinets, and then plumbing. So this is something that is also often overlooked in my opinion. This is something that we did in our house and I do not regret it. Upgrading to like a nicer bathtub or shower, like a glass shower, really adds a ton of value into your house. And then plumbing, so toilets is something people honestly don't even think about. We upgraded our toilets, and I think it was overall, I'm just gonna be transparent with you guys, for the 3 toilets in our house, I think it was like $800, and it is so worth it. Our toilets are so nice, and this is something that you don't even think of, but like they're just like bigger and more powerful and have like the soft close lid top. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I'm going to be getting into a few more like detailed interior things to look out for. So flooring is really, really big. I strongly recommend doing some sort of like plank flooring on at least the main floor of your house. So if you're building a house from scratch, this is fairly easy to do. Some builders now just include it. Otherwise, it's an upgrade, and I strongly recommend you do that. So, little piece of advice is to steer away from hardwood or engineered hardwood. Nowadays, it's just not as practical. It does look really nice, but it's just not as practical, especially if you have like pets or kids. It does damage really easily. If you drop something, it will, it will dent. It is not waterproof, so just things like that. I always recommend to my buyers to kind of save their money on when it comes to that, and either do like a nice plank laminate flooring or a nice luxury vinyl plank flooring. We call it LVP. So it is like a vinyl plank, and that is the most practical. That is what I usually recommend, because it is, not only is it extremely durable and like scratch proof, but it's also waterproof as well. So if you do spill something like some water, you don't have to worry about it absorbing into the floor and then lifting. If you do not have the money to do like a plank flooring all the way up the stairs and upstairs, go ahead and save your money there, in my opinion, and just do like a nicer carpet, because that is something easily replaceable. You can rip up carpet, you can put in new carpet, you can put in any flooring you want at any time. So I would say just try and stick to like a plank flooring on the main floor, and then just do carpet everywhere else. That's what we did, and I'm happy with it. I know one day I'll probably change all of it to a plank laminate or plank LVP flooring, but that's something that I can do in the future, and I'm still happy with my carpet for now. So when it comes to things that you can save your money on, hardware is like number one. Like things like doorknobs, drawer pulls, so like the handles on your cabinetry, faucets, things like that honestly can be easily replaced. So if you're trying to save some money, then I would say just stick to like standard items on that. Or if you're looking at a previously owned home, don't like focus all your attention in on that. If they have like really ugly, outdated drawer pulls or any kind of hardware, you can easily replace that for fairly cheap. So I would say try and save your money there and invest your money elsewhere. So that's going to be it for my tips and advice when purchasing a home, things to look out for. I really hope that this video was helpful for you, and hopefully you learned something. And if you guys have not done so already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Also, if you like this video, that helps me out a lot. Also, I really appreciate it if you give me some comments down below of video suggestions, things that you might like to see from me. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!